Won't be the last ones dancing when the lights go out. When there's no one to hold you, I will still hold you.
I've been through AIDS. I can remember that where it was people, nobody knew anything. People died from it, and I can remember nurses not wanting to go into those rooms. And I can remember when we first started caring for those patients, we were wearing the same things that we were for these COVID patients. I remember that. That was tough, but as we learned more and more about it, I think rather quickly, that changed. I've been through SARS. That was nothing like this. Anthrax scares, not like this. I worry about the newer nurses. They're so young in their career, and they got a long way ahead of them. I hope that it will change the way they do nursing, but I hope they can still continue to grow. You know, when I did evals, I did half of the evals, Haley did the other half, and both of us talked about COVID because that was the only goal, was all we wanted to do was survive COVID. And I talk about your resiliency and what your future looked like, and amazingly, only one nurse told me that she thinks she's going to leave nursing. Some of the things they did to help kind of personalize it, we had a couple of patients where the staff, it was a one weekend because I came back on a Monday, and we had a gentleman that was a Harley Davidson rider, big time into bikes, in his, I want to say it was early 50s. They drew the symbol outside his room. And then we had a firefighter from a small town in Wisconsin, and somebody drew that emblem outside his door. And we had a gentleman that was a school bus driver. They drew a school bus, and one that was a farmer. But patients that needed to be intubated, that were alert and awake, would have us put it off absolutely as long as we could. And when we couldn't anymore, we had them Google Duel their family, because we knew the chances of the patient seeing his family again were almost nothing. That was hard. The families appreciated it, and of course we don't tell the patient that, but we've made it a priority. Every single patient that was going to be intubated, we got their family involved, because most of the time it was. That was hard. That was really hard. And the patients, after they've been intubated, they get critically ill, and there's such a challenge to take care of. The nursing staff were up for that challenge, and I don't want to say enjoyed that, but worked really, really hard to keep these patients stable or get them better. And they would gradually get better, and then they'd be here about 20 or so days. Maybe they would get off the breathing tube, and then a couple of them did get off the breathing tube and transferred over to progressive care, only to decompensate again, come back to the MICU and die. Not a single patient died alone, not one. We made that promise to our families, and we made that promise to each other that it would not happen. And we did what we needed to do to make that happen. If it meant getting a extra staff in, the staff that would sit with the patient were the staff that, I don't want to say wanted to be there, but we didn't put like a one-to-one safety assistant or somebody in there. It was somebody sat there and hold their hand, talk with them. That was hard. I sat with a couple of patients. One other thing I'm proud of, I gotta say, it's the team. I was amazed at what they did and how they did it and how they stuck together. And no one, when somebody was having a tough time, they were all there. to help. Respiratory therapy, working around with us, and we worked with them about the proning, the weaning, any kind of respiratory need. They were right there. And staff knew that, acknowledged that, and we're very, very proud of that. The physicians, when they'd round, the rounds took longer because they involved the whole team. There wasn't families to talk to, but they included everybody, which they have, but it was in a different way. Leadership rounded up here. They really appreciated that. They wanted leadership to see what they were doing, how great a job they were doing in caring for these patients, and again, how hard it was. I'm very thankful for our leadership team. I think they did a phenomenal job. They did the absolute best they could with every decision they made. They learned a lot, and I think some of the decisions may have been different had they known more, but I mean, to see Chris and Megan and other senior leadership come up here and round, it was like, wow. They were like, they know we're here. They know we're working this hard, and they know this is tough. Amazed me is despite these families not being here, despite not knowing what was happening to their loved one, they wrote beautiful letters. This one was from a patient who passed away December 9th. It says, the patient passed away on December 9th, having entered ICU 3 weeks earlier. The patient and I believed in life after life. While the two of you were present at his most sacred moment, passing into the next life, it could have been any of you. He is now on some grand adventure. This is the patient that the wife would use Google Duo every single night because they always read a book together. Since they'd been married, they picked a book and they would read the same book. And so she, every single night on Google Duo, would read to him. She wanted to buy Google, and she bought 4 or 5 machines for us so that we would have. She wanted a Google Duo for every room, but so we did get more thanks to her. She also said, in the patient's life in the ICU, you were my surrogates. You brought your hard-earned expertise into his care, which I could not do. You were the physical presence of his love, his compassion and mercy, which I could not be. You set up for those precious 3-time daily duo calls. If you were in the room at the time, you tended to us both. They had set up a caring bridge site, and the patients, family and friends donated money to the COVID relief fund, which, just to say thank you. I didn't feel a lot of hope. I tried, because I think that's really when you're in the thick of it, you gotta find it somewhere and somehow. I learned to get better at that. But when I really felt the hope was when I saw the vaccine clinics here. It was just so amazing. I thought, oh my God, we've got this. I felt like this is gonna work. We're gonna get this hospital staff vaccinated quickly, and we're going to get our patients and vaccinated quickly. So that was probably one of the greatest feelings I had when I went up there to get mine. It was so slick, and it was the first day. So I thought, oh boy, I didn't think it would go that smoothly. That's where a lot of hope came. I think I would sit down with every, this is of course impossible, but it's a magic button, with everybody that went through this, not just the South Six staff. This would be, because it affected all of us. And what is it you need? What do you need to make this go away, make the hurt, make the changes? What do you need to help heal from that? It would be, if I could give that.
What if someone asked you that question?
That's me, a magic button.
No, what would you need?
What do I need? What do I need right now? I need to heal. I know I'm not healed. But I'm working on it. I need people to understand that this has been very hard. I'll get there. I will get there. I'm gonna hang on for a while. I mean, I haven't won the lottery yet. That's what I used to tell people when I retired. You won the lottery yet, but a great retirement plan. I just want people to understand how difficult this was. And we're gonna need help, all of us.